I feel like someone's personality is like the most important thing when I'm dating someone.
Yeah,
like,
and that bumps up looks tremendously.
Oh, so
too.
much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like if someone is like a 10, but they have like, it's like talking to a wall. I've gone out with those people, and you're like, what is happening right now? Like, I feel like they've gotten so far in life based off their looks that they don't know how to actually like connect with people.
Right.
You're like, you're 28, I'm 28, we're both single. Clearly, I'm ugly and have a good personality. You're attractive with no personality. Can we figure out what's going on here? Because clearly this is not working.
Seanydoo. Hello, and welcome to Situaseans Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Williams, aka Seanydoo. You can call me Sean, Seanydoo. Does not matter to me. I'm just glad that y'all are here. I have two special guests here, but thank you so much for coming on to the show. I got my two guests here. They are the hosts of Sorta Kinda Funny podcast, brother-sister duo dynamic. Please welcome to the show, Norris Peterson and James Norris.
Hi, we're so happy to be here.
We're excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yes, thank you.
And he said
so
we're
much.
funny, so let's just preface we are kind of funny. We're like
Sorta. Kind of funny.
So if you don't laugh, it's not our fault.
Yeah, we warned you beforehand.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you so much for reaching out. Like, you reached out. I was immediately like, I looked you up and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. This is going to be so much fun. We love your dynamic with your, the way you've interacted with guests. It's good. You have good energy. I love it. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and because the three of us just have so much, like high energy, and we're just all just good vibes. I know this is going to be an epic episode, and our listeners, I know that they're going to fucking love it. So
let's go.
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So, for everyone that's listening, if anyone is new here, just want to just kind of preface, this show is about dating and relationships, mental and emotional life experiences, because we all go through shit. Woo-wee. And, life is sometimes tricky, at the end of the day, we're all a little bit unhinged sometimes, right? We all have stories. We all have different life situations, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like some more than others. I feel like there's some people you meet and they have just the most wild stories. It's like, is life out to get you? And then some are just, it's calm.
Yeah, I feel like I would probably put myself in that category if I'm being honest.
That's the James. I was reading some of your, the outline of the episode, and I'm like, James has a story for that and for that and for that and for that and for that.
I feel like on almost every situation, I feel like I'm like, and in one time in my life. So yeah, looking at your podcast and your style, I was like, yeah, this for sure is going to be like right in our wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yes. So I also want to say to the listeners, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Situaseans podcast. If y'all want to see some of the unhinged things that go on in dating, and even like some of the screenshots that I share from dating apps and stuff like that,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it gets unhinged.
I love that.
Yes.
Gosh.
Patreon.com.
Just expose the people too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, there again. I like how you said it, Lauren. Sometimes it feels like life is just out to just get us.
Yeah. Yes. And when people are, like you said, screenshots for conversations, they're putting that out there. If they're going to say something heinous to you, you better, you can post it. They said it.
Exactly.
It's out there. So good for you. I love that. I'm about to go subscribe to the Patreon.
Yes. Patreon.com/Situaseans podcast. And I want to say also, y'all, rate and review the podcast. Give it 5 stars. Helps people, find the show valuable and all that good stuff. All right. So today we're going to be talking about, wild, funny, unhinged stories, and just some of the things that kind of remind us of how human and unhinged and funny we all are. Mm-hmm. And we're going to unpack some hinged and unhinged dating app screenshots that you listeners have been submitting. So that's going to be fucking wild.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can I have some last second submissions from my life? Because man, some weird stuff's been happening recently.
Absolutely.
Just jump in.
Right?
Jump in.
Yeah. And I was just telling Lauren that I listened to you all's latest episode, and the story you were talking about with the one lady that was pulling on your thing. I was like, oh, what? Wait, what? Just what?
Yeah. She thought it was a fucking like a crane start or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
the eject button.
Yeah, it was crazy.
James, okay, so when I was editing, I didn't realize this is going to be very inappropriate. Well, I mean, just starting right off with this, I didn't realize when you said you weren't prepared for that, it was like your body wasn't prepared for that. So
No.
I laughed so hard. Just the image and the pain. But anyway, I'm sure you'll tell that story in detail.
Yeah, let's give them a little bit of the little tantalize and leave it there for a second, and then maybe they'll come back and
we'll give the listeners a little bit of
now that everyone's
foreplay.
aroused listening to this.
Yeah, now everyone's like, someone was yanking on your what? Wait to see.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. We got to ease the listeners into it. We got to give them a little bit of foreplay, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like what she did to me, no easing to that one.
Right.
A little foreplay for their ears. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So usually this is the point.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, this is usually the point when we're having this conversation. People go, they did say they were siblings, right? Like they're talking about this and they just said they were siblings. That's usually
right.
what this can't be okay.
Yeah.
So who's the older sibling?
That's me.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually 4 siblings in our family, and brother, and then me, and then James, and then another brother. So I'm the only girl.
Yeah.
I'm the family manager. I've assigned myself that role. And yeah, James and I are only 2 years apart, though. We're pretty close.
Oh.
Almost exactly 2 years apart. So
Wow. How old are you all, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm offended that you. No. I just turned 30. Turned 30. Yeah.
All right.
And I'm 28. Just turned 28.
Okay. How old are you, Sean?
I'm very old. I'm just kidding. No.
Stop.
I'm only 31. I'll be 32 on Sunday, next Sunday. So yeah.
Happy almost birthday. It's exciting. Yeah.
St.
So
Patty's
we're on the
baby.
same age here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you gonna celebrate? Are you a big St. Patrick's Day celebrator?
I am.
With your birthday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny. Like typically, I don't celebrate my birthday like too often because like I have 2 other friends who have birthdays like literally the day before and the day after. So we kind of just do like almost like we share
like a communal,
exactly,
like
it's like a joint.
Yeah,
birthday.
that's fun.
Yeah. So I've always shared it, but this year I'm going to be just doing it like with a couple of friends. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And then it's cool that you all have, so it's 4 siblings total, right? So are the other 2 siblings, like, have they been on your podcast as well, or?
Yes.
All right.
Do you want to answer that, James?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, no, you got it.
I'm like, yes.
So our older brother and our little brother, they were on last Halloween, I believe. Yeah, we did a Halloween episode. We all wore like costumes. It's very chaotic. Our family we always are trying to make everyone else laugh. But the thing is with everyone being so funny, I feel like in our family is that you have to be the first one to get something out. You have to be the first one to say it or else it gets drowned in 3 other people. So it's very loud. It's very like trying to like get it in there. So with the podcast, and we're trying to have a dynamic where you can hear everybody, where one person takes a chance or like gets a second to talk. It was hard. It's really funny, but it is hard.
Editing is a nightmare. It is really bad.
That's Lauren's world. I just show up and kind of make people laugh. Lauren has to deal with that. So
but we had our younger brother on a couple more times. We did like a Juicy Polls, and it was just him and me. And then I think he was another Halloween one. And then we had our older brother. It was fun. It was the Feral 4 is what my brother called it, but it was good. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm the oldest of 5, and like I wish that I wish that I had my siblings on but so like they kind of like lived in different states or whatever. When there's like a huge age gap, like the youngest literally just went to college, like just started college.
Really?
So, yeah.
So
but
have you asked them to be on, or they're like no, or you like don't even want to ask them because you know it might get weird?
It's like, so like a couple of times I've been like, oh yeah, you all should come on the podcast. They're like, yeah.
Okay, so here's a question. Do they listen to the podcast? And do your parents, like family, what's that What's that like?
Yeah, so my siblings they'll tune into a couple episodes every now and then family sometimes like they'll see like the reels or whatever, because like I cross post on my personal and the podcast Instagram, so like
nice,
and then like I posted on my, what is it, like, you know how you can like cross post between like your personal Instagram and your Facebook account?
Yeah.
So like so since like all, I guess like you know, the family, they, you know, I have them on Facebook. Sometimes they'll see like the reel on Facebook. They'll be like, oh, okay, like that's pretty cool that you're doing your little podcast. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
Podcast, you're like,
your little podcast. How's the little podcast? Like, it gave me a chuckle.
Exactly.
I did have a side chuckle on that one. You're like, so like and subscribe. I'm okay, but thank you for the chuckle.
Thank you.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're like, why would I subscribe when I can see your little clips?
Yeah, your little Instagrams.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
So fun. Okay.
So whenever we have guests on the show, our listeners, they always want to know, well, what's the life situation, or like as far as like the relationship status of like our guests. So kind of tell us and share our listeners, you know, where are you all at in your relationship journeys?
Yeah. James, you want to go first? Because yours is fun.
I think mine's a lot more complicated than Lauren's.
You'll start crying.
God damn. I am single. I mean, the simple answer is I am a single man. And that's the simplified version. So yeah, just out here trying to find love, trying to find love.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. I'm married. I've been married almost 10 years in November, and I have 3 kids. But that's my, oh, did you say, where are we? Did I make that up in my head? Oh, you said, where are we with the relationships? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's
Lauren's like, here's my
pin, I'll drop it.
Find me on
Right.
Longitude, latitude.
Right. Exact coordinates.
It's like a grid. You're like, I don't care for that.
My husband can be found at this location.
Yeah.
Wow. And also,
so you said you're single, right, Sean? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So been single for about I want to say like almost 2 years now. Was married but divorced. To make a very long story short. Yeah. Like my then fiance cheated on me a month before the wedding, and I still went through. I know, right?
Oh my goodness!
Still went through with it because I was
this is some Love Is Blind stuff. Exactly. Oh my! Good for you for being a kind, forgiving person. Like, okay, you know what? People can change.
Yeah,
I'm impressed. Like, but that is awful. That I can't even imagine going from that place of trust shattered, rebuilding that. So you sound like a very impressive person. Forgiving. That's what it is.
Yeah, like I, went through with the wedding because I was like, well, we've known each other for like 7-8 years prior and all that stuff, and like we're like a month out, everything's paid for, whatever. So, and I was like, maybe I can learn to forget.
Month out.
Yeah, and so I was like, maybe I can forget and forgive, but like the first year of the marriage, I just could not trust and just really get past it. And then the second year, I was like, okay, I gotta ask for the divorce, and so
was it 2 years completely, and then 2? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's so difficult.
Yeah.
Good for you too, for making that like call to take care of yourself, because that's huge. Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship where you can't trust. And if you can't forgive that,
exactly. It's like, wow,
it was done to you. That's very hard. Yeah.
And I was 24. 24 when I got married and divorced.
You're
at 26.
A baby.
Yeah. Just a baby. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. I am actually also divorced. That's usually it's a full conversation as well. I've divorced a year now, something like that. So not quite 2 years like you, but yeah, I was married for 5.5 years. I got married very young. So kind of same situation, not like the cheating thing, just like married young, and then life happens, and then now single. So it's kind of weird being divorced like early 30s, late 20s, because it's like you're still pretty young and you kind of have to like navigate through that. And you're like, so I was married at one point, and people are like, you were? You're so young. You're like, yeah, life happens. It's an interesting relationship place to be at.
For sure.
I feel like it's a lot more common now when you're, late 20s getting into 30s. If you're dating, either someone has been engaged or married, or has kids.
Might have kids. Yeah.
People are, and you
Living
never
life.
know what happens. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, we all, I feel like at the end of the day, like as long as we're all just kind of just really working on ourselves and just, just trying to be the best version of ourselves and just continuing on. I think that's what's important.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And Lauren, also, congratulations, almost 10 years, anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Thank you. We were married very young as well. All of us married young team. Here we go. I was 20. I think it was 20 when I got married and just turned 30. Yeah, it's been a fun ride. Definitely ups and downs, but 10 years, I can't believe it. That's a long relationship.
Yeah.
In my mind. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, thank you both for sharing with us, your relationship status and everything.
Absolutely.
And also what part of the are you? So you all are East Coast, right? What state?
So I'm East Coast. Yeah, I'm in South Carolina.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually out in Utah, so we're pretty far away from each other.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And you're Chicago, right?
Yeah,
you're soon to be LA. Okay.
Yeah.
LA. Okay. When are you headed out to LA?
August.
Nice. The
That's
dating
so
seems to be
exciting.
very different out there for you, I assume.
Right. Exactly.
That'll be fun. New group of people you can meet. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we record in the time machine. So for the listeners listening, by the time this come out, this would be like summer. So yeah, hopefully I'll have everything will be all pretty much set and good to go.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, aren't you dating someone? You've been in California for a couple months.
Right,
You
exactly.
have a beautiful
Child.
girlfriend.
You're like,
you have a
what?
child.
How did that time just sped up real fast?
Time just really went crazy. That doesn't even make any
warped.
sense. It's only been a month.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing how.
Time's crazy.
Yes. So you both are the hosts of the podcast, Sorta Kinda Funny. I want to know, how long has the podcast been around, and what inspired you to put this show together?
Yeah. So the podcast is 2 years old in a couple months, the little baby, and we inspired. Let's see. I was 9 months pregnant, sitting on my floor thinking I should make a podcast. It was really weird. And I texted James and I was like, hey, what do you think about me doing a podcast? He's like, I would think that'd be very cool. And I would love to do it with you. And I was like, cool. So I made a podcast by myself and I was going to have James on it. It was She's Kinda Funny. And James was on the second episode. I already knew we have really fun banter. We've always just hung out since little kids, and we were those weird kids in high school that hung out together. We just made each other laugh. And our high school, I think there weren't as many people that, this sounds so rude, but wasn't on our sense of humor. Not saying they weren't as funny, but it wasn't the same.
No, we were on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Yeah. And they're all like, you guys are funny. You're funny. And we're like, I'm on a new level.
So we're doing stand-up bits during recess,
break.
During break. Yeah, it was just fun. We just love entertaining people. And so when James came on the episode, I was like, for sure, this is going to be a thing. We merged into Sorta Kinda Funny. And that was kind of the inspiration. It was just, we just want to entertain people. And let's make it, for random people on the internet to find, which has been so wild. To have people find us, and it's so fun. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
even just scrolling through Instagram and just seeing you all's reels, because that's how I came across your page. I was like, holy shit, these two are funny.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah,
That means a lot.
Our new internet friend. It's always so fun to meet people and get those compliments. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Lauren's like, and just fishing. She's like, and then did you really, did you see this one?
Yeah.
Tell me which one it was.
Real quick. Really, please stop sending me your reels now. We haven't done as many reels as we used to. We've kind of done more like clips from the podcast.
Episode.
But yeah, but I like what you do. I was stalking your page, obviously, and it was a good mix. It was like funny sound bites that are popular, and it was also clips from podcasts. But I like a good mix. I think it's fun to show both sides.
Absolutely.
You have some funny stuff. I will tell you that. It is funny. I like your page a lot too.
Yes.
Yeah, and even just the way that you all set up your page and as far as like the graphics and just like the social media posts, like it's really inspiring. I'm like, okay, they got their brand and everything that they're doing. So I love what you all are doing with your brand.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, for any listeners here that want to tune into your podcast and everything, like, can you kind of share with our listeners, I guess like the format of the show and kind of like share like the listener submissions and everything that you all get, and how kind of tell us what the layout of the show kind of looks like.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check us out, we're Sorta Kinda Funny on all the social media. We're Sorta Kinda Funny Pod, so TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. If you want to watch those funny clips that we were just hearing about, that's where you can find us. So yeah, our show layout, we do improv comedy. It's kind of how we like pitch it to people. Most of the time, we're reading people's submissions, kind of how you mentioned on our Instagram. TikTok, things like that. We'll post like a prompt to be like, hey, like, what's the worst dating story you've ever had? Or do you know of any like red flags in people? Or like, what's a red flag to you? People will send them in and then we read their stories and their submissions, and people never disappoint. It's kind of the same format of yours or they disappoint the hell out of us because we're like, so you did that and now you are proudly sharing that with the world. I mean, that's fine because to be fair, we do that. And sometimes I forget, that we tell these stories and then people are like, I didn't know someone yanked on your dick. And I'm like, what? How did you hear about that? And they're like, it's on the internet. And I'm like, oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Willingly sharing that story.
Yeah, you shared that to thousands of strangers. I'm like, that's right. I did share that to thousands of strangers. So yeah, that's kind of our format. And then if you guys have any submissions, if you guys go check us out and you want to send in a submission of something like a topic you want us to talk about, people will DM us on Instagram and be like, you guys should talk about this. So we have a couple episodes here and there that aren't like necessarily on that structure. Like we did a couple episodes where we talked about the history of like witches and stuff. But our version of the history of witches, so take that with a grain of salt. It's not necessarily 100% accurate because we kind of take our own little,
we'll say what is the historical situation, and then we rip off that. So it's like, the girls are doing mushrooms. They think had a big part to play in the Salem witch trials because these girls were losing their minds in a form. So then we're taking it as these party girls are up in their attic doing shrooms,
just doing drugs. So we want to make sure people understand that like Agatha wasn't like, she wasn't actually tripping balls like all the time and probably didn't have like a mullet, but like if you left our podcast and you wrote like a book report off of it, you would fail. Like you'll absolutely fail. They'll be like, I don't remember this part in the book. And they're like, well, I heard it on Sorta Kinda Funny. Well, so that's the basic concept of our podcast. And we like to like make people laugh, like Lauren said. So check us out if you guys want a good laugh. On your off days, don't stop listening to this podcast.
Never.
We love this podcast. Never. Yeah. You can always have two podcasts. You can have a side hoe. We'll be your side hoe.
We'll side hoe it up. Absolutely.
Sorta Kinda hoeing.
Yes. Sorta Kinda. That's that is right. Sorta Kinda hoeing. That's like the subscription based podcast.
Yes, that's the title right there.
So like as far as like even like the cities that where did you all grow up? Like did you all grow up over east or Utah? Like kind of like share with me with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we did live in Utah for a little bit of our lives, but where we grew up most of our lives was in Mississippi. We lived just south of Memphis. So we grew up most of our life in the South. Usually when we say that, people are like, you don't have an accent, so that's not true. And I'm like, okay, I'm lying. But
we were military, so we hopped around a lot. And that's where the longest we were. James was in 4th grade. I was in 6th grade is when we moved to Mississippi. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we stayed there, and our parents actually just recently moved from there to the Atlanta area. but yeah, that's where we claim home.
Yeah, Southern roots.
All right.
We're like the most Southern sounding people.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, I always tell people, they'll hear I'm from Mississippi and they're like, oh, you're, country music and all this good stuff. And I'm like, I'm the most boring Mississippian you'll ever meet. For sure.
No, actually, no. You're actually the most entertaining Mississippian you'll ever meet because you're not listening to like my dog got run over by a car kind of music. And
no hating on country listeners, guys.
No,
Beyonce
I like
has a new
country music
song and it is fire.
This ain't Texas.
Yeah. Hold on. We like to sing to a lot of our podcasts. Not well, just for fun.
Yeah, we sing. It's
you all have amazing voices. Stop. Like,
we do have fun with it. But yeah, where are you from? Chicago originally?
Yeah. So grew up in Chicago, but
Nice.
like my family, like we kind of started south and then moved up up north. But yeah, I was born here. But my mom's side of the family, so like grandmother and everyone, they grew up in Arkansas and and where else? Tennessee. So yeah, we are definitely like Southern folks. And every time I could drive down there for like a family reunion, oh my God, like the thick ass country accents that my family has.
Yeah.
They got some good food down there.
You forget when you're not there a lot. I'll tell you what, you go back and you're like, oh yeah, like this is real. Like this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Especially in Utah. Utah is a weird place. I'm not going to lie. And then I go back home, like we'll go visit our family in Atlanta, which is so similar to like where we grew up. It's that same vibe. And I'm just like, yeah, I forgot. Okay. Yeah. I remember now why people act like they do in Utah. Because it's so weird. Like it's such like this weird bubble. It's a strange place. I love it. I love the mountains and all that stuff, but it is different than down there. I'm assuming it's Chicago's probably more similar to the South than what Utah is to the South. So
yeah.
And even like just like being in Chicago, it's definitely, I like the city, but the one thing I just really don't like as of late is just like the weather. I'm just over the winter. I'm over the cold. And yeah,
that's awful. Like, but this is March. We should be warming up. But you guys still have like a good month and a half of freezing or two.
Yeah. And that groundhog, I'm pretty fucking sure said that it was supposed to be spring early this year. We're going to find him. Exactly. We're going to string him up because he lied.
Right.
That little bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was like, oh, yeah, for sure. Winter's ending. There's like this blizzard that just came through the United States. And he's just in his hole, like giving the middle finger to everybody. He's like, yeah, he's down there. So he's laughing.
And he's,
Puxatawny fuck more like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I think of y'all whenever I see like weather coming, in that area of the country. I'm like, they're still cold. They're just freezing out there.
Oh my God.
That's rough.
And love, I think the weather system definitely took it easier on us this year, only because like we had a couple of like warm days, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? It's 70 degrees. It's like late February.
But then it tricks you. You're like, it's spring, and then the next day you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's titillating you, and then it just backs up, and you're like, this is not
giving me blue balls for spring.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trying to improve your skincare game? Guess what? I got a little something for you. You can improve the health of your skincare with the Vogue approved. Yes, you heard that right. Vogue as in Vogue magazines, the models. Yes, that Vogue. The Vogue approved beauty product, Herbal Face Food, the most potent anti-aging, multi-correction skincare product on the market. Yes. So hit that link in the show notes or video description and use our code SPHFF to get 20% off at checkout. Visit herbalfacefood.com to get started. That's herbalfacefood.com. All right. And use code S as in Sam, P as in pineapple, H as in Henry, F as in Frank, F as in Frank to get 20% off at checkout. That's SPHFF to get 20% off. All right. herbalfacefood.com. Okay. Y'all got the hookup, so let them know that Situaseans podcast sent you. All right. So, you know, as far as like even like your area, and kind of just tell me even like in both of your situations, and even Lauren, I know even though you're married, like I still want to hear like your input on this. So, what are your thoughts about like the dating scene, like in your states, in cities?
James, you go first because you're the single one.
Oh, Utah dating. I mean, we've done episodes
niche because it's
I was gonna say
yeah.
Utah dating is a weird place. So most of the people that live in Utah are Mormons, and the dating scene for them is very weird because.
Are you Mormon, Sean?
No.
Okay.
Because if you are, you'll get this.
Right.
Any of your listeners out there, we grew up Mormon. So anyone who's listening, if you are LDS or Mormon and you were, you'll understand this. Yeah. Like in that world, it's like, it's also like very similar to like high Christian religions where it's like very like intense one. It's like you get married, right? Like
it's a high demand religion. Quickly.
Yeah. So you date someone with like the very first thing you're thinking when you go out with them is like, oh, am I going to marry this person? Like that is like the very first thing. And so relationships happen very quickly out here. Like people date and get married within like months of knowing each other. Yeah. And pretty much if you are not Mormon, like immediately you just cut off like at least half of your dating pool, especially where I live. Cause they're like, I'm not even going to date you. You're not like in this group that I need to date. So a lot of people are married by this time in life out here, like a lot of people. So the dating pool of people that are above the age of like 25 that are single is very weird compared to like most other places. Mm-hmm. And so being 28 and single makes me feel like I'm like 48 and single out here. It's so strange.
Yeah.
Like everybody's married and has kids and they're like 25 years old, 24 years old. So
like 3 kids in. It's very fast forwarded. Like it's very interesting. Yeah.
It feels like I'm living in like 1820 out here. I'm not going to lie, but with like modern cars, it's very strange. But yeah, so the dating scene's weird. I will say a lot of people that aren't married at this point are ex-Mormons. They're so like where Lauren and I are ex-Mormons. And it's nice because it is something that we share and it's something that we can talk about because you have like a similar background. Mm-hmm. So trying to find someone that's in that pool to date from is not super easy, but I will say the people that live here, most people love like outdoor stuff. I'm a very outdoorsy guy, so that's nice. It's kind of like a built-in. If you live in Utah, you probably like ski or snowboard. You probably like hikes and stuff like that, which I do. So it's nice. That's built in. The problem is finding those people is really, really hard because there are just so many people that are already like in relationships here. So that's kind of what it's like. And then also if someone is like no longer super religious, it'll be like, hey, like, do you want to go get drinks? And they're like, drinking, I don't really do that because it's like kind of evil. Because it still have some of those like old, like indoctrinated like ideas of stuff. So it's a weird place to try to find someone that's like.
And it's one thing, it's like, oh, I just don't drink because I just don't drink. Versus like, you know, like which is it's fascinating. James has told me stories and it's interesting. I feel like dating all around too is at a really weird place. That's why so many people are on dating apps and so many people
which I hate. I don't like I like meeting people in person. I'm a people person. I get along with people a lot better like face to face. And so like the idea of having to like swipe on people and then try to like connect and then take them on a date, I'm like, nah, I'm good. So being single is kind of like the vibe right now because I don't feel like putting in the effort over a phone to then try to meet someone in person. Yeah, I feel like I'm just better in person. So yeah, that's kind of what it's like. If that explained anything about Utah dating.
No, that makes sense.
For me, I feel like I'm very far removed from that just because not even the married part, like I have kids. And so my life is revolved around these insane little humans. And so I just kind of, I don't know. They're very much, they're sucking my soul out of my body in the best way.
And how do you feel about having a husband?
But I'm saying like, I don't even realize like, you know, that people are dating and trying to do that stuff. So my husband, I don't know. So like our trying to date each other and stuff with time is different, but I'm trying to think with other people that are dating now, I feel like it's really hard. Like you're meeting on a phone first a lot of the time. And then you're trying to see like if you like each other just from texting, which is odd. A lot of people are better or worse, whatever in person. And so that's very difficult. I can't imagine. Like, I can't even imagine the world that is. Like, I'll also watch like Love is Blind types of these, hilarious season that just happened. But and other shows, and they're talking about how they've had these awful experiences and all these wild stories, and it's like, that can't be real. But it is. Like, it just
and then you get on with our podcast, and it's like Lauren's like, so tell me about your week, and I'm like,
shocking. Yeah, the stuff that some people are like bare minimum is for the man to show up. I'm like, what? Like, it's just I don't know, and I could go on, but I just think it has to be so difficult to to like put in that effort and that time, and also I think like where you meeting people, if you go to a bar, whatever, anywhere you're going to go, people are usually in packs of friends. So then how do you infiltrate that pack of friends? That's rude. Like, how do you meet people organically now without a phone? So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. The dating environment definitely is definitely oversaturated because there's so many people on the apps, as far as like what I'm finding. And also because of the fact that like, I feel like it's almost like if nowadays it's like it's more normal to meet somebody on the app. It's like, wait, you met this person in real life? Ew, get out of here.
Right.
Yeah, you're like, you guys aren't cyber dating? That's disgusting.
Right. Yeah, and that's
like see her areola before you met in person? That's strange.
Like, what? That's in like 10 years ago, that's how I met my husband, was on Tinder. Yeah. 10 years ago, I was, on the app. So now it's like morphed into just like even more, there's so many more apps, there's so many more things. And it is weird when you hear someone just met like in class, you're like, what?
Right.
How? Like, it's just school.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, we were at a coffee shop and I'm like, you went and bothered a stranger at a coffee shop and they didn't punch you in the throat. Like, I'm afraid to talk to people in public because I'm afraid they're going to like tase me or something. Like,
what the world we're living in.
Yeah.
Right
she's
now.
like, for sure. Let me get your number. And then just gets me,
And then it's exciting for you. And you're like, again.
And then I'm on and then I'm on the news and they're like, Sorta Kinda Funny.
You're on the news.
I'm like, oh.
She's like, maybe we don't call this a date because that was not a date.
That was not a date.
Best day of my life.
Yeah.
So even speaking of dating, like I definitely want to unpack like the unhinged world of dating and all the different dating stories. So I must know, are there any sort of kind of funny or interesting? You see what I did there?
Yeah, I love it. It excited me.
Yeah, but any sort of kind of funny, like or any like interesting dating situations or like stories that you're like that either of you are like willing to share from the past?
Lauren, do you have any before I just start ranting about my life?
Let me think. I can. Okay. I think I wrote.
What level do you mean by dating? Like, do you want to hear some whack shit or like just like dating stories? Because I have of all spectrum of stories.
Yes. You give us what you're allowed to say on the podcast.
Yeah, like bedroom dating stories or like I'm in public dating stories.
Hey, whichever one, right, exactly. Whichever one you feel most comfortable with sharing.
See, this is the problem: is that we're very comfortable people.
And we're comfortable with you already, so we're like, of course.
I feel like we had this weird vibe. Like, are we in love yet? I don't know. We could be though. Maybe I take you on a date and we see what happens.
Yeah, there we go. There you go.
I'll fly out to Chicago.
The chemistry.
Yes.
What's going on? Yeah, Jay, you have to share the one that you were just like alluding to a minute ago.
Yeah, so I'll start with that, Lauren. I'm trying to think of one because I know you have them. I've heard you.
I have one.
They're crazy. So I was on, I don't know if this is a date, but I had gone out with a girl a couple times and we were at her place. We're getting kind of freaky deaky as one does. And I guess she decided it was time to like, let's get some things started. Let's get some juices flowing, pre-sexual encounter. And I think she thought that my cockiness was a crank start. And just grabbed from the base and then like grabbed as hard as like squeeze and then rip upwards, right? And I was like, shocked
for sure.
Well, the first feeling was like, what is happening? Because it was a strong grab. Like I was like, damn, like she's an Olympian. She's about to do like that thing, and when they do in the Olympics when they like push, they throw the
like a
pole vault or something. What is that called? Shot put. Yeah, she's trying to shot put that shit. So she just grabbed and then yanked upwards, but didn't like release. It was just still gripped from the bottom. And I let out like an audible like ha, like, you know, it wasn't a good one.
She's like, oh, you like that?
She's like, you like that? And then just twist. No. So then
knots. You're like,
she's like, what?
Do that.
She's like, look, it's a snake.
Right.
It's a giraffe. And I'm like, ah.
She just started playing Bop It with your dick.
Yeah.
Crank it. Flick it.
Right.
And then I'm over there, be like, put it in your mouth. And she's like, no, not yet. And then just keeps like. I'm like, lick it. And she's like, shut the fuck up. Smashing on the table like it's a gavel.
On crank it right now.
Yeah. She's like, hear ye. And I was just so anyway,
I can't breathe.
That was not so fun. But then the worst part about it was like the next day I wake up and I'm like, oh, good morning. What do you do when you wake up? You go take a pee. Like everybody does that.
Yeah.
And I look down and I'm like, what the fuck? And it looked like someone had it looked like someone giving me a hickey, except I know there wasn't a hickey because there was no hickeying actions done. But there was like a bruise because like of so much blood being shoved to the end of, you know,
you're like a
stuff.
Like blood vessel.
Yeah, blood vessel. So anyway, I don't know how much people want to hear about that, but that's what happened. And it was crazy. Like it was like
I'm crying over here.
Like, it was like a bruise. I was just like, for sure. So never again.
You're like, I choose celibacy. Okay.
Yeah, that was one. I had another girl who did decide that it was time to bop it, lick it, suck it, all that stuff. And a little too much teeth, we'll say, right? Like a little too much. And I'm like, ooh. So that wasn't fun. That was also not a fun story.
No.
So, you know, anytime the next day you're going, what's going on down there? That's not normal. You start to question life events, right?
Yeah.
You start to get upset. Am I okay? Am I clean? Do I need to make a deal with the devil? You know? So.
Oh man, I'm crying too.
That's a good story. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I have it to tell, you know. It's not one that I'm happy that I have, but now that it's post story, it's a fun story to tell.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's not in that realm of
no one broke your penis? Okay.
Yeah, no, my penis is safe and sound. We're all
still rocking and cocking.
Rock hard, yeah. Mine are mild and tame, and we'll preface with that one. One of them I've told, it was just weird. It was this guy we had met like long time ago. And he's like, hey, let's go to I've told this one, so our listeners will be like, yeah. Well, I'll tell a different one that
tell it because these are his listeners.
So he's like, let's go to the grocery store. And no, he's like, let's get ice cream. So this man asked me to go get ice cream. And I'm like, yeah, an ice cream date. Fun. He's like, will you drive? And sure, why not? Of course. I'm like, no, you come pick me up. Just an absolute bitch. And so I drive to his place.
You come to my house, you pick me up, you buy me fucking ice cream.
Yeah. You should come to my house, Uber Eats. Come on, boy. So I go and he's like, I'm like, where do you want to go? Which place are we going? He says Walmart. It was actually Smith's, which is a grocery store.
It's like downgrade from Walmart.
Oh no.
I'm like, think like a Walmart type thing. And I'm like, oh, sure. I'm a cheap date, guys. I'm a cheap date.
I know a place.
So so we go to this grocery store. He goes to the ice cream aisle, opens it up, grabs some cartons of ice cream, and he's like, yeah, you can drop me off at home. I'm like, so you needed Uber Eats. You needed an Uber driver, a Lyft, if you will. You wanted me to drive you to the grocery store for you to get ice cream, then drop you off. And so I was like, hey, but he didn't invite me. Like, hey, let's eat this ice cream. It was like, no, thanks. Bye. So it was hilarious. It was like, oh.
So what you're saying is this wasn't a dating story to him. This is a dating story to you. To him, he thought a friend was going to take him
out. He's like, we need to go on a date. And so, yeah, in this instance, it was not a date. In my mind, I don't know what. It's probably because he said, let's go out. And he met
I would assume that was probably.
Anyway, it was weird.
He's weird. Like, where would you have gotten confused on that? You're like, when you said, let's go on a date? Yeah. I don't know how that's confusing. Clearly, I needed a ride.
And you're like, let's go out. Yeah. he gave me a 5-star later on my Lyft. Yeah. One more. It's this man. It was a Tinder date, and he met me. He found out I was from Mississippi again. He was very excited because he said he loved country music, all that. And I appreciate country music, but I'm not putting that on as the first thing to play if I'm going to listen to music.
Unless it's Beyonce.
We cannot express that enough.
Yes.
And so he's like, let's go eat at Texas Roadhouse because you like the South. I'm like, in what world, sir, is this like Southern eats, like, okay. So we go to Texas Roadhouse. He will not stop talking about the South. It was weird. It was like, we have nothing else in common. However, this is the one thing you're clinging on. It was odd. It was fine. He was very happy about himself, very excited about him as a person. It was weird. We ended it. It was fine. I wasn't in harm's way. We were safe. I did not die. Just went home from there. He texted me the next day and he's like, hey, I'm renting a cabin, or I have a cabin, something like that. I would love it was hours away from the destination we lived. He's like, I would love if you came up to the cabin with me. And I'm like, that's very kind. I just don't know you that well. I just don't, wouldn't quite feel comfortable with that yet.
He's like, leave your phone at home. Right? Don't take an air tag with you.
Don't tell no one you're coming, right?
The back seat, I know that there's plastic wrap.
Ignore the ropes,
worry about it.
It's fine.
It's my grandma's couch. She doesn't want us to get anything on it. She's weird.
It's fine. Yeah. Just put this mask on.
Does this smell like chloroform?
And I told him, but he freaked out on me. He basically called me a bitch for not wanting to go to this cabin in the woods that could potentially be a murder spot, like documentary of a.
You're not a Southern belle.
Yeah,
you're a Southern whore.
Oh no!
So he was mad, and I was like, "Wow, that was you're not a normal person." Yeah. So anyway, those are my two little dating stories that are not. One of them was not actually a dating story, but to me, I thought it was, and the other one could have been a true crime documentary. But yeah,
was one text away from it.
Yep.
Sean, I have a question for you. Have you had people that you've gone on dates with in the same kind of situation with like the ice cream story where you could clearly tell this girl was only there because she like wanted a dinner or like,
food,
what I mean? Like she was just kind of there for like, well, I don't really like you, but I'm going to get something out of this. Have you had stories like that?
Oh yeah, definitely had that happen before. One time I took somebody out for like sushi and I thought they were like really into me, but they just wanted to just go to like this sushi restaurant.
Sushi.
Oh no.
That's awful.
She just like hushes you with a chopstick. She's like, shh, it's sushi time.
It's time to order, babe.
Exactly.
She's like, I want more. Where's your credit card? Right. Someone actually commented on one of our YouTube shorts. It was that video of me talking about the ice cream. He was like, well, this is the same thing as girls going out with guys because of, food for dates, basically. Just like, I don't want to go on a date with you with food. And I was like, okay, sure, I've experienced it, but I've never done that to a man.
Right.
But also, is it though?
So it's awful.
Because at least when you go out with them, I'm not saying it's great either way, but I'm saying if you actually go on the date and then you could be like, okay, we went out on a date. She obviously didn't like me, but we went on a date. He just got a ride to the store and then got a ride home. There was no dating involved. You know what I mean? Not even like a kiss goodnight. It wasn't like besito, like none of that. It was just like, thanks, girl, and then like pieced back to his apartment to play, some Call of Duty, and now he had ice cream.
Yeah,
previously did not have. So
it's a win-win in his mind, honestly.
Yeah. You lost gasoline, a date, your time.
Yeah, you had to go on a date. Yeah, I didn't have to put up with. Yeah, that's wild that people do that though. They're like, I knew a girl in college. She was like, I need, dinner this week. I don't have groceries. Who can I text to take me out? It's wild that people think like this. It's mean. I'm like,
I really
was the sushi good, Sean?
Right, exactly. That was the only good. That was the only good thing about the date.
Was her sushi good?
Like like literally after that, I was like, okay, well, since like this is maybe like I don't know, maybe like the second date. I was like, okay, maybe I could try to like see what can happen after this.
Yeah, let me get some of that spicy tuna roll. Let me see what's up.
Exactly.
She knows you at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're like, let me invite you to.
I see how you use those chopsticks. I've seen how you use those chopsticks.
She can fit 3 whole rolls in her mouth. God damn.
3 whole rolls. God damn.
So the sushi was good.
So we were like literally leaving the restaurant. I'm like, hey, do you like, maybe do you want to like come back to my place or whatever? And she's like,
do you have more sushi there, or what's up with that?
This bitch.
Because if not, I'm good.
I'm out. Bye.
Exactly. Yeah. So she was just like, oh, I had a really good time, but I just really just wanted to like, try this sushi restaurant. You're a nice person, but I don't. Yeah. And she was just like, well, my Uber's here. I'll see you later. Bye.
For sure. I'd be like, oh, so you had no intention.
Guys, he's got it. Yeah.
Right.
I'd be like, and what's your Venmo really quick so I can Venmo you for half of the sushi?
She
Jesus.
said that. Did she get drinks and everything? Was she like racking up your bill?
She's just drunk.
Without letting you rack up her bill? Like what?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the bill was like $175.
Just because someone takes you out doesn't mean you have to have sex with them.
Exactly. Yes, that part. Yes.
It doesn't mean that.
But also, if you have a connection, it's okay.
Yeah. But also don't eat $70 worth of sushi if you're like just trying to try sushi. Pay your own $70 of sushi.
Yeah, and to say to this man, by the way, I just wanted to try this place. Thanks. We're just friends. Like that is so rude.
Yeah.
Keep it inside.
Because that sounds more like a friend date. Like if I wanted to try a new restaurant with someone and I wasn't trying to date them, I would ask my friend to be like, hey, I want to go try this new sushi restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want to come?
Let's go.
Not try to make weird, awkward small talk as I'm bent down, shoving a whole roll in my face.
Because sushi's not the sexual food. Like that isn't necessarily one of the like. It's like pasta. Mm-hmm. It's a mess. You're putting this roll in your mouth, and you're like,
unless she has the roll turned sideways and she's just licking it like it's a fucking clit, like, and then you're like, oh, okay, damn. Then you know.
Exactly.
Then you know.
She's like, you gonna eat yours? You're like, please stay to your own plate, man.
I don't have one of those. And she's like, what?
She just sticks her tongue through, knocks all the food out of the sushi roll. You're like, that's foul. That ain't even cute anymore.
Just licking the inside of it.
I'm gonna be sick now.
And then she's like, no, I don't know where you got the idea of anything sexual happening. Rewind 5 minutes ago, and she's just pounding this machine. She's like,
shows the video footage of her.
Where can my wires have gotten
Restaurant,
crossed?
can I see the video?
Right.
Zoom in on this one.
You were twerking on the table.
Right. Literally has like her tongue out on the sushi, like.
Yeah. She's like, why would you say I was doing that?
That's crazy.
It's wild. You're the slut.
Turn to the waiter.
You're trying to gaslight me into thinking.
Exactly. At that point, I would tell the waiter, can we get this to go? You're like, yeah, like
can we get this to go?
Like, yeah, we're gonna have this at home.
I needs to get out of here. She's like, no, let me finish, please, because I have an Uber waiting outside.
Right, exactly.
What? Ma'am, you were on the table. Your legs were in the air. It was
was this a Tinder date, or was this like a met in person? Like, how did you meet this fine young woman?
Of all places, this was Coffee Meets Bagel around the right.
Oh, okay.
Coffee Meets Bagel. Okay.
Yeah. Not far away from church, like because you know what, I find like there are a lot of Christian people on Coffee Meets Bagel, like as far as like the dates that I would get, and I would end up with like matching with like a lot of very hardcore conservative, Christian women. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just like,
sure.
Like I'm more so spiritual. I'm not like. I'm like, So one time I
She's like, have you accepted the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ into your soul before I get into this car?
Exactly. Like, what?
You're like, my name's Sean. Nice to meet you. I didn't ask you that. Did you accept the Lord? And you're like, I don't know, maybe one time. She's like, I'm not getting in this Satan vehicle. Like, that's how dating is out here, I would say. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty much what it's like out here.
Oh my gosh. That is so funny.
Man.
Yeah, and so you're more open to dating different groups of people, different, backgrounds, and you're like, yeah, cool, whatever. As long as we're getting along on it,
Exactly.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, because
like,
I don't really have like a type. Yeah. I just go for character. I'm like, it does not matter.
I love it. Yeah.
Ethnicity does not matter. Religion. I'm just like, hey, you know.
Just make me laugh. Let's mesh well together. Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like someone's personality is like the most important thing when I'm dating someone.
Yeah,
like,
and that bumps up looks tremendously.
Oh, so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like if someone is like a 10, but they have like, it's like talking to a wall. I've gone out with those people and you're like, what is happening right now? Like, I feel like they've gotten so far in life based off their looks that they don't know how to actually like connect with people.
Right.
And you're like,
Fun,
you're
too,
28,
yeah.
I'm 28, we're both single. Clearly I'm ugly and have a good personality. You're attractive with no personality. Can we figure out what's going on here? Because clearly this is not working.
Yeah.
We both need to find a 5 with a 5 personality to fit right in the middle.
Oh my gosh.
James, you are attractive. Like, stop. If anything,
Stop. Everyone that's listening, man. Sort of kind of funny. Check me out.
Right. Those of you that are that are also watching, if you can see James, look at this handsome fellow here. He's single and ready to mingle.
The jawline.
Right?
He's like tighten it all. He's like, what are you saying?
I'm doing like the mewing.
You pull out like the just deadlifts. You're just like lifting weights. Like
I'm like, yeah. So welcome back to Sorta Kinda Swolt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Sean, I told you, I warned you at the beginning, like we would get sidetracked. And
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is
we're having so much fun though. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And whenever we collaborate now, it's sort of kind of funny situation.
Yeah. Perfection. I love it.
Yes. So
Sean's sort of kind of funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Sean situation is sort of kind of. They're like, please stop merging your names together.
Right.
How many more?
Keep going. No.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, can you do me a really quick favor? Can you please rate and review this podcast? Like hit that 5-star review, because I do read all the reviews because this helps me know how this podcast is helping others and how this podcast is serving you, because my job as a host is to serve you this podcast the way that you would prefer it to be. So what's the most unhinged listener submission that you have ever gotten?
Okay, James. This
is
isn't
it
even
the tooth one?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Which you probably heard.
Yeah, so this was a recent one. I swear this had been told before on our podcast, and Lauren looked at me like I was a crazy person, which I feel like she would remember, so it's probably true that it wasn't told. But essentially, some guy that we know, he had a girlfriend who was the obsessive girlfriend. Like everyone knows this girl, doesn't just love her boyfriend, is weirdly obsessed with him, or the other way around. There's the other way around too. And he said that she had taken her baby teeth that her mom had saved when she was a kid and ground them up into a powder, put them in a cake that she baked for him and gave it to him. Didn't tell him. He eats it. And then she's like,
do the voice. You have to,
yeah, she's like, now we are together forever. And he's like, yeah, because you made me a cake.
Do you
like, no, does it taste like me? And he's like, no, what does that mean, right? He's like, because he said that the first thing he thought was, and this is kind of whack, but he thought she put her period blood in it, which is not good.
Oh,
it's never.
Right, don't do that.
But when someone puts any part
I don't
of
know
that
which
inside
is
of a cake.
yeah. Any part of yourself that's in that cake is whack. I don't know which one is worse. About baby teeth,
cutting carrots, and you accidentally nicked maybe a tiny part of skin. That is the only. It's not acceptable, but that is the only acceptable.
I work in a kitchen, and if I cut myself and then I told all the customers, you now have me in you, still not good.
You'd get fired. No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm a chef, and I was going around being like, yeah, and you get some blood, and you get some, and I'm going around to all the things I'm making.
And you get a chunk of skin. Yummy, yummy.
And you get some flesh. Still not okay. But if I was grinding up teeth, and I'm a little pinch of teeth. Let's 2 teaspoons.
You get a front one. Thanks.
Molar. So she tells him, she's like, oh, I put my baby teeth in there. And I think he thought at first it would, because if someone tells me that, the first thing I'm thinking is she's joking with me. She's not serious.
Yeah.
But then you probably think, well, I know who I'm dating, and I know that she's actually a crazy person, so maybe this is true.
I feel like your brain still can't comprehend baby teeth. That is so far removed from adulthood, too. You're like, what? We have baby teeth? And you're like, wait, you had them, and then you crushed them up?
Yeah,
what?
Like it's some voodoo spell. So anyway, that was a story. They did not continue dating very long after that, believe it or not.
See, it was wild that didn't end it right then and there. The fact that they continued for even a day is shocking.
Yeah, even 30 seconds post haste.
You would think, I don't know though, she could be one of those Jodi Arias characters where she might pull a knife and be like, I made a tooth shank as well. And she's like,
and if you say no, I'm gonna, maybe she's like the dome queen, you know what I mean? Maybe he's I do want to break up with her, but she said birthday head was on the table, so listen, go ahead.
Yeah, go. Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that's the most wild story, I think. And that's most recently in my brain that I was like, that is so foul and so just unbelievable, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
There's some other ones too, but that's gotta be like
takes the cake, the baby tooth cake.
Takes the cake.
Yeah.
Takes the baby tooth cake. Slices it up, doesn't tell anybody, feeds the whole party, and then bam, tells everyone, and you're horrified for the rest of your life.
You're like, but what if I liked it? I didn't taste the cake.
Would never, ever trust food that anybody gave me in my life. Never. I wouldn't even go to McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be looking through every layer of my Big Mac, like,
right?
Is there a tooth in here?
Or anything. Any bottle.
Like, what's that powder? Like those are sesame seeds on top of the burger.
Flour, just a little dusted.
Throwing it. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Imagine like for like their birthday, someone gives them like a cake in the shape of a tooth.
He can never get over cake again.
Exactly.
And it's like that show. Is it cake or is it real? And he's like, God. He's like freaking out. Everything's tooth
or when he finally has kids, it's like they lose their first tooth and then they make their kid a little cake and they're like, oh, you lost your first tooth. He's like, no. And he's throwing the cake and then making the baby upset. His wife has to set him aside. She's like, you gotta get over this. He's like, I can't. Stephanie scarred me for life.
Their marriage is on the brink because of this one girl.
And she's like, I told you I would be with you forever. Right? There's no teeth in it. It's just the idea.
Exactly.
Incepted in his brain.
Yeah. I wonder if she showed up to his house since then, because that girl seems like she was.
Or she just mails him teeth randomly every like 6 to 7 months.
Yeah, that's
with no return address, and he knows. He knows.
He always knows. Or little slices of cake in the mail.
Yeah, it's like from the Tooth Fairy. It's like,
oh my gosh.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
I would if someone was sending me teeth regularly, you gotta start doing something with it, right?
Yeah, call the police. I would just say let's call the police. I think that's the same. James, what are you gonna do with
gluing them to build like a little castle.
You're trying to be the tooth fairy now? You trying to take her job?
No, on the reverse rolls. I make her eat the tooth cake, except it's made of teeth with a little bit of cake in it. Yeah.
Breaks her teeth, and you have more teeth. It's just an ongoing tooth.
Exactly.
Sorry, we're stuck on teeth now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So even like with that, and like even like all the IG roles and like the different things that you all post on your social media, like how do you all come up with the content for that? Like where does like the ideas just kind of pop up from?
Pretty similar to what you just heard. We just like
mental
run
illness
with it.
might play a part.
Yeah. Undiagnosed ADHD from an early
and OCD,
age.
yeah.
OCD, ADHD.
We're a good blend of that. I don't know. Sometimes we'll just hear like sounds and we're like, and that is where like it takes us to this place. But like I said earlier, we haven't done videos with like sound bites in a while, but I don't know, with our episodes, usually we just hear one thing and then I'll say something or he'll say something and we'll just riff off that and just keep going. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Our personalities mesh well with that. It's like, we get it. We have this also weird sense where it's like, we're always usually thinking the same thing. And we're like, right, we're going to go down this really weird rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And that's
like, an honest answer, I think, to that is we growing up, like our parents weren't really big into like video games and TV and stuff like that. So growing up was a lot of hanging out with our siblings, like Lauren
go play outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we grew up, we were military, so we moved a lot. So our best friends were each other because we would make friends and then we would move and then we would move. And so we kind of like, well, we're funny and we know we're going to be together even if we move. So we became really close as siblings. And as we was like, go play outside, we just got
with a video camera too.
I don't know. Yeah. We had like a video camera, so it just turned into all of us trying to make each other laugh all the time.
Yeah.
And just because of that, we formed like this. I don't know. I feel like the detachment from technology of like, let me watch other people like do stuff and play video games. It was just us trying to make real people, I should say, laugh rather than make a video. We just have always been able to click with people really well because of that. Like, as an honest answer, I know it's not a super funny answer, but I really do think that's what molded us into be able to like just come up with things really quickly, was all of us just spending so much time together. Yeah.
And with the video camera thing, we had, we would make like these skits and movies all the time to our parents, like
to make them watch it.
Unfortunately, we'd be like, sit down, we made another movie. And they're like, God,
yeah.
No,
they weren't all hitters.
No,
they were
I'll
not.
Tell you, a lot of them were. They were like honestly, like we would take as young children, like, I don't know if y'all know, one of the most popular movies ever, like cinematic history, is the 10 Commandments. And so we would take that film, merge it with the Prince of Egypt, which is another huge film, and like make our own hilarious improv with that. So like we're very religious children as well, as you can tell. But we would also make other
like
things.
Moses.
Bible, man. So we would take, and it wasn't all religious, but it was always fun taking the camera, because then we'd be like, okay, we need to do this. We need to throw our brother into the other brother into the wall. We'll hit a fan while we do that, so it has a sound effect.
Makes loud.
So we have a visual. It was like weird, but it was like that's what we did. And so now we're adults with social media, with a camera, with sound,
money.
I don't know about that, but
not a lot, but we have some money, right?
Right, so that we could do stuff. So now it's like, honestly, my greatest wish is James and I be able to live closer so that we could do more of that stuff. But it's fun. Yeah, I think growing up like that is what's sparked our little inspiration of our weird little videos that we put on the internet.
Love that. Love that. Go all the way the fuck off.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of go all the way the fuck off, if you're watching on YouTube or watching on Spotify, you'll see the go all the way the fuck off t-shirt pop-ups here somewhere on your screen.
I love that.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Buy it. Pick it up. Pick it up.
I thought when you said go all the way the fuck off, you'd be like, can you guys fuck off and get off this call right now? I was like, for sure.
The fuck off. I'm going to finish the fuck off, y'all.
He's like, but buy my shirt. But buy my shirt.
Right.
Hold on, before you go pick it up.
Yeah, I'm
gonna pick one up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Situaseanspodcast.com. Click on the merch tab.
Yes, sir. Love it.
Yes. And so between like your dynamic, even like as siblings, who's the more funnier between the both of you?
James.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think that's...
we have different strengths. James is a person who can take something, a situation, do all these voices, get all crazy. I'm more of a one-liner. Like, I'll say like one thing and it's like really funny. We're different. We have different strengths, but James, I would say, is more funny.
All right.
James is like, don't say that. Okay, yeah, but okay.
I was like, I'll take it, but also, I don't necessarily feel like it's like that big of a gap, but sure, I'll take it.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Lauren likes making the videos where she's like, I do all the da-da-da-da-da, and then
because it's funny to me because it's true.
And then everyone's like, no, you're a beautiful slay queen. I love it.
That ain't what I'm saying. I am a cuter sibling, but
you're like, I am more attractive. This is not what I am saying.
Which is fine, because the thing is, it's like, we joke about our podcast has Team Lauren, Team James, whoever's like, oh, it's my favorite, whatever. I'm Team James. Like, this is my favorite of the two. It's funny. It's fine, but it's all good.
I've
accepted my place in second place, and we love it.
We're like, and Sean, who do you think's more funny? And just like put you on the spot.
Sean's like,
go ahead. No, in the 1 hour of interaction.
Please.
You all have both made, I know, right? You all have both made me laugh so fucking much. So like, honestly, I think it's equal. Like here, like if I'm being completely honest, it's equal.
Well, you're our favorite here. You are our favorite Sean I've ever met.
I'm the new adopted sibling. So now, right? So now,
right? We roll up and everyone's like, okay,
right?
I don't really get it, but y'all are siblings. I don't see it, but cool.
They're like,
you two I see, me and Sean.
Right.
You two I see. Where'd she come from? The brothers I get.
She's blonde.
She's blonde.
Yes, that's the thing with our podcast is we love, like, we start off, we're the not so family friendly sibling comedy, whatever podcast, we're a family. And every time we want people to listen, we want it to be like, you're hanging out with those weird cousins, or like the weird sibling that it's like, not those weird cousins that are doing things in the basement.
Not those weird cousins.
Not the southern weird cousins. When I'm
no, guys, stop.
No, we're like the Cali weird cousins.
We're like the funny weird cousins. Like they're the ones that are just like, I don't know. Maybe they've got a little jibby in the basement.
Yeah. I usually say like we're like the cousins that you're waiting for at the barbecue so that you can actually hang out with the cool cousins. Not those cousins, but like the the ones where you're like, my favorite cousin just walked in. Let's go hang out. You know what I mean?
We're all family, and every time, yes. And whenever we record now, Sean, we are now best friends. Expect memes from us and video, to be tagged and things. Like
we're gonna send you stuff.
Love it.
Send it all.
You're like, please, no.
Send you cake. Baby teeth may or may not be included.
Exactly.
You'll never know.
Or the teeth with the baby cake in it. There's
or a sushi shaped cake.
Okay.
With teeth inside.
I'm making a shirt with a sushi roll and a tongue coming out, and that's just for you, baby. Just for Sean. Sushi tongue.
Merch, yes.
That's nasty. Merch 2020.
It's just like, I just came for the sushi, but Keen is like, I just came for the sushi.
Yes. I love that. Go all the way the fuck off with that one. Yes.
So click it right here on your screen.
He's like, wait, why don't I spell that? That's not right. Don't worry, I'll design it for you. I'll send it to you soon. I just been like drawing tonight.
John, your husband looks over. He's like, why do you have a vagina-shaped sushi with a hand coming out of it? You're like, that's not supposed to be a hand. That's supposed to be a tongue. He's like, that's where it looks wrong. It is supposed to be a vagina.
That's what you're concerned about?
Vulva? Please.
It is Women's History Month, my guy.
Yes, right.
And if you don't respect
support
my sushi roll,
this sushi roll won't support. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
in your next meal.
This has been so fun. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I love it.
So much fun. And speaking of which, our listener, one of my listeners, they wanted to know, they submitted like a question because I had posted on my personal Instagram. I was like, hey, I was like, hey, I kind of want to know if you guys have any questions for like the podcast that I'm going to be, collaborating with. And one of the people had reached out and they had said, so the listener with the alias Dating Pain says, have you ever been stood up on a date? I was like, oh, okay, this is a good one. I'm like, let me bring this to the table. So that is a good question.
Yeah. I have to rack I don't think I've ever been stood up on a date.
Lauren's like, I haven't dated in a decade, so all you peasants.
my husband stood me up on a date just because he's worked late, but that's not.
I think that's not standing you up. If you didn't have to show up in someone's bed that night, that's not really.
No, Lord. Yeah, no. In like dating realm of where I don't think so. And I've never stood someone up, and I'm proud to say that because that is mean. Yeah. I've like canceled last minute or something because I didn't want to, but I didn't just not show up.
Right, exactly.
Have y'all been stood up?
Twice. Yeah.
Wait, what was the setting? Was this
sushi restaurant?
Yeah. at your house later when you're like, so you'll come to my house? And she's like, for sure.
For sure. Then know me for gas.
Right.
Oh my God.
You took an Uber.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She was gonna come over, but then I sent that Venmo request and like it just didn't
happen.
You were twice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I had a Hinge date with somebody and great communication, like great just great back and forth and just getting to know each other and everything. And like the day of the date came and I was like, hey, just, confirming that we're still on.
Yeah.
Never heard back. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just show up because I don't want to get there and she's
there. If something weird's happening with her
because you're a kind human being. Nice, and even though she hasn't responded, you would hate to accidentally stand her up, even though she never
she
even
confirmed stood you up.
Right.
Because you're like the opposite end of the spectrum where you'd rather not accidentally stand her. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you're the problem in the situations I'm getting from that.
Exactly, right.
Everyone's like, oh, men are evil. You're like, I went and got stood up so that I didn't accidentally stand someone up, even though they did not respond to my text message. Yeah. And I'm the problem?
Yeah. He's clearly an angel here, people.
Men are evil.
We hate them all.
Do better, man. Do better. No.
Do better. Yeah.
I can't do any better.
You're like,
showing
I'm
up when I
literally
didn't
waiting
even
for
have
you.
Right.
And I bought you sushi. James, have you been stood up?
Well, I want to hear the rest of Sean's
Oh, yeah.
thing
Sorry.
of
You
what
had another
happened.
one. You had another one.
Lauren's like, so shut the fuck up.
No, pop the fuck off. He's like, this is my podcast.
You are on my show.
This bitch. I'm so sorry.
No, all good, all good. It was like the other time I got stood up. Yeah, so it was kind of like a similar situation. So we were supposed to like meet up at for drinks, and literally like I get there, I'm like, okay. She had texted the day before, said that she was gonna be there and everything. I'm like, okay, cool. Like but the day of, I like to confirm the day of because you never know, because things come up.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Phones die. You just know. Yeah.
Grandparents die.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do. That's not good.
Right.
No.
No one's saying it is.
No. Sorry, my grandmama broke her hip, but I'm here.
Right.
Like, what? You're a bad grandkid.
Right.
She's just on the ground. You're like, I gotta go on a date, babe.
Right.
I have a
I'll be
date.
back.
I already confirmed. I have a date. She's like, please help me, my hip. I already said I was going to get sushi. I wanted to try this place now for months. I'm sorry, you're
She's
gonna
like,
have to wait
just
on
pick
the
me up, put
floor.
me on the couch. You're like, I won't.
I'll leave on your favorite show. You put it on Pornhub. You're sick, Grandma. You're nasty. All right, I gotta go get sushi now.
Tell me why that was the last thing on your phone, Grandma.
Grandma, why is the last thing you looked up big booty Latina bitches? What?
I respect it, but whoa. Oh my gosh.
It was research. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're so disrespectful.
I love this. No, honestly, I prefer this. Yeah. No,
My face hurts. From laughing.
Seriously, like,
I need to get injections out of this.
So, the day of the day comes and everything, and I get there and never even hear from her or nothing, no communication. And then, mind you,
Wait, so you confirmed day of, and she said she was coming?
like the day before, literally, I
What?
wanna say
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
9 or 10 o'clock the night before, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're like, so tomorrow at this time, post date, could be crazy. Question mark, sushi emoji.
She's like, what?
She's like,
That
what?
was nasty. So
Why did
that's
she
why
not
didn't
show up? I can't understand. Knife emoji.
Yeah.
right.
Bondage. She's like, no.
And after this date, this was like the second. So after getting stood up this time, now if I go on a date, I'm confirming even a couple hours before.
On my
whatever,
way.
Yeah, on my
walking
way.
in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see you from
Right.
across the bar. You're not gonna walk away.
Exactly.
I can see you from your house window. She's like,
Make sure
Nice
you go to the
bra.
bathroom before the date, so that way you can't have an excuse to go to the bathroom and sneak out the
Yep.
window. She's like, "Has this happened to you?" So many fucking times.
yeah. That's just wild.
Yeah. So, mind you, I'm on my way home, and I get a text from her, and she's like, "Hey, so she texted me maybe an hour or so after the date would have started." So I'm like, I probably stayed for maybe about I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, whatever. Just and I'm like, okay, you know what? All right, I'm going home. So, an hour after what the date would have been, she texts and is just like, hey, I want to let you know I'm not able to make it. I didn't even respond. I'm like, you were already an hour later, whatever, and you can even let me know.
I'd have been
that
like,
you were gonna
really?
make it, right?
You can't?
You can? The only acceptable thing is if someone's in the hospital, but I feel like even she could have texted you.
Let me know something.
Or
Right.
Cell phones
emergency, or say
exist.
I'm so sorry, my cat drowned in the pool in the backyard, and something.
Exactly.
Grandma fell over, broke her hip.
Yeah, I wasn't pulling up.
Right.
I feel like the only excuse that I could probably be okay with, again, family emergency, yeah. Someone's text you the next day, or ends up getting a hold of you somehow. It's my phone was stolen, my wallet was stolen, because that's the way they're communicating you, right? You don't know them, they don't have your number memorized. Then it would make sense to be like, I'm sorry I couldn't tell you, I didn't have my phone to tell you.
Yeah.
But then they better be texting you from a different number and not their original number, because you're like, so where did this number come from? Did you chase down the robber and beat the shit out of them? Yeah, it's the kidnapper. He's like, sorry, dude, I stole her phone. He's being better communicating than she is. He's like, I'm sorry, she's going to stand you up.
Right.
I'm letting you know because I'm not a piece of shit, so she's not going to be there. Go ahead, go home. Watch a movie.
If she had texted to be like, I'm so sorry, an emergency came up. Can we try it this day? You know, like to be like, oh, follow up. I have friends that that has happened, and then they got stood up by the same person a second time. Really?
And I don't know if someone stands you up, honestly, unless they can give me like a end of the world scenario. I'm almost like, okay, I guess we'll see, because she calls you and she's like, sorry, I met my ex-boyfriend from college and he absolutely railed me, so sorry I couldn't make it. But at least maybe you're a good fuck.
Like, I don't want to respect that answer even more.
That is a good excuse.
Right?
You're like, I'd like to meet Derek as well if he's going to give me the same treatment.
Derek might be my new guy.
Yeah,
so how about you, James? Have you?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have been, I think twice. I know one time it was kind of weird because it was a girl I'd gone out with several times, and then we were gonna do something on a Friday night. I was in university, so I'm with all my roommates, and we're sitting there watching The Office, and they all want to go do something. I was like, I can't go. Like, I have a date tonight in like an hour, and they're like, okay, that's fine. Like, we'll just hang out until you go, and then we'll all go do something. Yeah. Like, all right, cool. We were all super close. So we're watching The Office, we're watching, and each episode's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So after like 3 episodes, about an hour. So we're like 2.5 episodes in. I haven't heard anything back from her, as I was like, hey, we had confirmed. We get to the night. I'm like, hey, like, let me know when you're ready. Like, I can come pick you up or whatever. Nothing. We get done with like the stuff, and they're like, hey, are you leaving soon? I was like, hold on, let me call her. I call her, nothing. I'm like, all right, well, you know, up until now, she has been good at communicating, and we have gone out. So we already had like a trust thing built, where in my mind, I go, something's going on. This is not like a standing up on a date thing.
Right.
We keep watching episodes. I text her again. I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to bother you. Like, I'm not trying to like blow your phone up. I'm really sorry if you feel like I am right now. I just want to know, like, do you need to cancel? Do you want to do something tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know, this is like 3rd or 4th date at this point. Like, we have built not a relationship, but like kind of a relationship.
Yeah.
And like so I'm like, do you want to do something? Yeah, at least a friendship, at least like a, hey, you can cancel on me and we'll go out again because I trust you at this point enough to know. Nothing. And then they're like, hey, well, like, let's go do something. I was like, well, I don't want to just leave, you know? And they're like, dude, like, she's not responding to you. And this is naive. I'm like 20 years old. So I should have just known. Anyway, couple episodes, like another hour goes by, and they're all like, well, we're not going to do anything tonight, so let's just stay here and keep watching the show. I call her one more time. I text her one more time. I just basically was like, hey, I hope you're okay. Like, and I hope you don't feel like you can't text me, because I'm cool if you know something's going on and you want to tell me. Like, I have no problem with that. Just like, let me know. And then later she got back to me and was like, oh, blah, 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 I saw all this stuff. We did, and I'm stupid for this, we did end up going out again, and I should have just like not, because I knew that would happen. Like, I knew that this is the kind of communicator she was. But anyway, we ended up going out later. I was like, hey, like, what happened? She gave me some weird excuse of being like, oh, like, you know, something happened on my phone, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, cool. And then we went out a couple more times. We never were fully dating, but we were kind of in like that we're going out regularly kind of a thing. And then one night we were supposed to go out, and she stopped responding to me again. Yeah. And I just never talked to her again after that. Like, she just almost was standing me up, and I was like, hey, I'm not doing this again. And then basically like broke up with her over text / like said, I'm not going to deal with someone who's like not going to, like, even if something happens that night, if like I had a girlfriend, and she had something come up and needed to cancel on me, I'm fine with that. Just fucking text me that something's going on. Right. So that was the last time I ever talked to her, was like the second almost stand up, and I just like ended it right there. So it was a weird situation. It was not fun. It feels bad. Yeah. Because then you're like, your whole evening's ruined because, you know, you've gone out of your way to go to the thing. Exactly. Or to like clear your evening, right? So that way you can be open for this person. And then for them to just not say anything. Ooh. Right. Ooh, it makes me mad. Yeah. And that's like the one time I have friends that happens to like regularly. Oh my goodness. Like on the regular that happens. I'm just like, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell? So
and then they just keep going out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like, learn your fucking lesson, all right? Like, bitches ain't shit. Like, that's not. No, I'm just kidding. To the lovely women that are listening to this, you are shit. You are the shit. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No. But yeah. It's definitely not fun getting stood up, and
no.
I'm glad that at least you were like, hey, I know my value, I know my worth. I'm not gonna just keep subjecting myself to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, especially now, that was before I was married, and now I just like, after you've been in a very committed relationship, like a very committed relationship, right? So much so that you want the government to get involved. And you're like, I'm going to sign over that I'm committed to this. You kind of learn like what you said, like what your value is, in a relationship. And so when you're talking to someone, when you're like potentially dating them, you kind of learn pretty early what you are okay and not okay with in stuff. Not like okay with, but what you yourself value in like that relationship. So I'm sure that you've gone out with people, Sean, and you're like, I know this is not it. Mm-hmm. And you get past the age of like 20, 24, 25, and you're like, I'm not just in this trying to like sleep with people. So let's just end it. You know what I mean? And you like save yourself and that person like that heartache of like leading someone on. But
exactly,
that's not necessarily the same thing as like standing someone up, but you do learn that value of like what's important to you, what's not important to you. So you can just kind of be like, nah, I'm going to stop it right here. So
exactly. Yeah.
Which for some people who've been married for 10 years, they don't have to deal with that shit.
Right. Yeah. Like it's almost like what's that like? There's like a meme or whatever. I'm like forgetting like where it's from, but it's like somebody like standing at like at like a window, like looking out of their castle at like the peasants, or whatever. That's like married people like just seeing all of us peasants out here on a dating market. They're just like, hey, I don't have to deal with that no more.
Yeah, like especially the ones because like people are married and they don't like necessarily love their relationship. But it's like the married people who somehow found that person, like their person, right?
Yeah.
At a young age. It's like there's like the castle of married people. And then there's like the people like in Mount Olympus or something like that are married in a great relationship with kids. And they're just looking down like, imagine what life would be like if I had to like deal with that. So, and we're just like, yeah, that's great. Living the dream, at least I can sleep with whoever I want, or, at least I can go out with whoever I want. And they're like, okay, whatever helps you sleep at night. You know what I mean? Like, okay, however you justify it. Oh man. You have that single friend that they're like, I get to go out with whoever I want, whenever I want. I get to do whatever I want. And you're like,
exactly.
No, are you actually happier doing that? You're still a peasant, You're still not in that castle,
right? Right. What's that term? It's hard out here in these streets.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Situaseans podcast is an open platform covering dating, relationships, mental and emotional life experiences. If you are looking to advertise your brand or product, or would like to sponsor the show, send an email to situaseanspod@gmail.com. That's situaseanspod@gmail.com.
Yeah. So James, do you want to tell us about the other situation?
No, yeah, that was the same kind of one. I don't really count the second one on that because I kind of like knew it was coming and I just ended right there.
Yeah.
The second one, I don't really know if I count it as it because it's kind of the same thing where I could feel it coming. And so then I kind of nipped it in the bud, like right there. I was like, nah, this isn't happening. There was a girl, it was a friend of a friend. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't even like someone that I met on a dating app or anything like that, which is probably worse because then that friend had to deal with the situation. He's like, hey, I had this girl you should go out. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a girl. She was like, hey, I had this friend you should go out with. She's super cool, blah, 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 blah. She sets me up on this date ish kind of a thing. It was like, if you guys want to go out, you can. We start texting, starts to come up on it. She starts like, it was texting me like every day, right? Like we texted a lot. We're like in good communication. Yeah. Set up a date. Cool. Set up a date. The day, like 2 days before, a little less texting. It was like those people that like you're texting and Snapchatting, but about two different conversations, and you can
yeah.
So it's like you guys are really communicating. You know what I mean? You're like having full conversations.
You mesh well.
You mesh well. You have the same kind of like humor and stuff. 2 days before, it kind of goes to one conversation instead of two. Fine, I get it. You can't keep up with two conversations. Life is going on.
Right.
Day before really starts to like slow down. Barely responding. I'm like, all right, I can see this coming. Yeah. That night, I'm like, so are we still good for tomorrow? No response. And it wasn't like late at night. It was like 7 p.m., 8 p.m.
No, she's not asleep yet.
Like,
yeah,
right. It's not like late and, you know, someone has to work. Like, I work sometimes like 4 a.m. If someone texts me at 10 at night and then they're like, you didn't respond to me, I've been asleep for like 3 hours, you know? That's not my fault. And then the next day, I was like, in the morning, I said like, hey, like, let me know if you're so good. You know, if you can before like the afternoon, so I can kind of like know what's going on. No response at like noon. So then I just texted and said, hey, I don't think this is going to work. Obviously, I think you might be busy or something's going on. If you want to try again later, let me know. But I just don't think this is going to work. And then it ended up working. I did see this person though in person because we had a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And when you're in the right and the other person's in the wrong, you can just tell because they pretend like you don't exist. They feel so bad because they know they're like, oh shit, like that's a person that I never thought I was going to see that I fucked over. And so like we were at this party and she was there and she ended up leaving hella early, like hella early because it was not a big party. There was like not that many people there. And my friend who had set us up was just kind of like this is going to be weird. So she ended up leaving and I was fine. Like I was just like, it's not that big of a deal, but it was pretty funny. Like I walked in and it was kind of like the look over, know who that person is, and like, oh fuck, like turn away from the door, even though there's nobody else in the opposite direction that they're talking to. So the person they're talking to is now like
them uncomfortable because they're
I was like over the situation. It was just like and it wasn't that long after it happened either. It wasn't like months later. It was like weeks later.
You're like, so you're not dead.
Yeah, maybe don't stand up someone who you guys share mutual friends with. That's not a situation that you fuck up. That is
that's weird. Yeah, you're going to be at all the same events.
Yeah. Sean, have you ever had someone set you up on a date like from a friend and you're like, it was like a horrible date and you're just like, what the hell? Like that was the worst. Like, why would you think we're good together?
Why do you think I'd like them?
Yeah. I want to say like probably like my freshman year of college. Yeah. Like someone had like set me up with like a friend and like we weren't really like attracted to each other like that, but we was like, okay, we'll still go out on a date or whatever because like, maybe there's something there. Like maybe there's a spark.
Right. They think we're good together. So
yeah. You're like, you think I look like that? Very cool.
You're like, this is who you think? This is my level of who you think I should get with. Not calling your friend ugly, but like,
she's got a good personality.
Yeah, you can tell a lot about what someone thinks about you when they set you up on a date with someone. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So my last question for you all before we unpack the listener submissions, what do you all think are keys to a successful relationship?
James?
Go ahead, Lauren. Don't fucking ask me.
I'm just playing. I was trying to think about that. I think honesty is always one. And I think being willing to have fun together, like being able to goof around, being able to be being able to have fun, because if you don't have a lot of fun memories together, like just being goofy and having like joking and stuff, like why are you even together? Why are you partners? So being able to like have, do that, joke around with each other. And I think, let's see, the other one, I was being honest that, and I don't remember the third. I don't remember. I had a different one. It might come to me, but I think those are really big. What do you think, James?
Yeah, I would say for me.
Oh, compromise. That's it. Sorry. And being able to give and take. Yeah.
For sure.
For me, I feel like communication is a really important thing. The relationships that I've had that have not, that have obviously ended is because communication is just not there, right? Whether that's like
Definitely.
You're not willing to listen, you're not willing to talk, you're not willing to talk about stuff. That is so detrimental. And then assuming that someone can read your mind. No one can read anyone's mind.
Exactly.
Again, that all falls under communication, right? Like if you're upset, tell the person you're upset. Don't assume that like because of the way you're acting, they're going to be able to know, because they might know you're upset. Doesn't mean they know what you're upset about.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, or how to fix it.
Or they might not even know you're upset.
Even if they do, if you're the kind of person where like, these are the things that help me feel better, you know, if we go out to eat or if we go shopping, whatever for you works.
Yeah.
Again, communicate that to them, because maybe in their last relationship, when someone was upset, they wanted to be left alone until they figured it out. And so you're trying to give them space, but they want someone to sit down and talk to them. So I feel like that is a really big thing, is that communication. And being able to receive that communication, right? If someone's like, hey, look, I'm upset because you did this, and not getting defensive, right? And being able to communicate with yourself, yourself to be able to communicate, hey, look, like, don't get defensive, and be able to say, well, the reason why I did this was this or this or that. I think that's super important. I think that is like crucial.
I agree. Yeah.
You can find someone you guys are both attracted to each other. You guys make each other laugh, all that stuff. But if you guys can't get over problems that every relationship's going to have, and be able to talk about good things and bad things, communicate in any kind of way, I think it can end a really potentially really good relationship. So I think that is like the most important thing. And then below that, I think the second most important thing is, like Lauren said, making each other laugh, memories together, spending time. Find someone that you can do what you like to do with. Like, obviously, you don't have to have everything in common with someone. You know, it's good to have different hobbies. Like, you don't want to do everything together, but find stuff that you guys both like, right? Like, both of you guys like comedy, you know, go watch comedy shows. Both of you guys like movies, go to the movies. Find something in common. It's hard to be with someone that you have nothing in common with. Because then you can't, you can't make those memories.
Yeah.
You can't hang out and stuff like that. So just stuff like that. And then for me, the most important thing in the world is someone that I can laugh with and make laugh. Like, that is like, obviously communication, but if I'm just like with someone who just doesn't mesh with my form of comedy or doesn't make me laugh, it's hard. I like laughing. Laughing's like the best part of life for me. And so, that's important. But that's a long answer to say all that kind of stuff. But
no, I agree with the communication. That's huge. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, money's not that important to me. Like, you don't have to be rich. You don't have to, as Prince once said, you don't have to be rich. There we go.
Yeah.
Be my girl.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
the Prince wrote it.
Yeah.
I love Prince. But yeah, those are the most important things to me. Communicate on everything. Learn to communicate the good and the bad and the good. If someone's doing something that makes you happy, tell them, right? Be like, I love when we do this. This makes me happy. Because then they know to keep doing it. So that and then make each other laugh. So
absolutely.
Anyway, got a little serious there for a second, but sort of kind of serious.
That's okay.
Sort of kind of serious, yes.
I'm ready for these submissions. I'm like, I'm excited.
Yes. All right. Awesome. All right. So we got, a few listener submissions here. So these are Hinged like Hinged dating app prompts, like screenshots. So I just want to say to the listeners, thank you all for submitting it. If you want to submit your situation or your screenshots, submit it all to situationspodcast.com/submit. And if you have any icks, dating icks, life icks, whatever, send it to situationspodcast.com/ick. ICK.
That's a good topic.
Right.
This just says baby teeth ?
Right, exactly.
They're like, so is that a pro or con? Is that an ick, or are we good with that?
Right.
Like, yes.
God. Yes.
All right. Are you both ready to unpack this with me?
I'm prepared.
Let's do it.
I'm scared and prepared.
All right. So this first one says, pet peeves, slow walkers, loud eaters, and people who speakerphone in public places. Oh, people who use speakerphone in public places. Yeah. And so is this hinged, green flag, or unhinged as in red flag, deal breaker? Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I will say eating loudly is a deal breaker for me. I can't do it.
Yeah.
If someone's over there just smacking down food, you could be the most attractive, hilarious communicator.
Yeah.
If I'm like, look, I need you to stop, and they don't stop. Like, I would tell someone, I'd be like, hey, look, like, maybe not first date, but if we're dating, I'm gonna be like, you need to close your mouth. Like, I can't deal with that.
Like, what? Food is just dripping out.
You're like, and just spaghetti.
Right.
Wait, what was the middle one? It was.
Oh yeah. So
the phone was the last. Slow walker.
Yeah, slow walker, loud eaters, and people who use speakerphone in public. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's like a beige middle ground flag. Like this is maybe not enough to break up with someone, but this is something you need to talk about because red flags I think are a lot more dangerous and like, oh, this is going to be bad. But I think slow walkers, you can talk to someone about that, hopefully, and hopefully they'll pick it up, whatever.
They're like, you understand I'm in a wheelchair, right? You're like, yeah, for sure, but can you pick up the pace?
Can you roll faster?
You're like, I'm going to push from behind and we're going to go at my space.
But like, and speakerphone in public is crazy. I don't understand.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Their FaceTime adds another level, and they're looking, and you're like in the background, like, oh, what's up? Right. Do I need to sign a waiver for you to allow my face to be in this call? Like, this is so inappropriate. It's wild.
Yeah. Speakerphone is like lack of situational awareness. You don't care what's going on. You're more important than everybody else.
Yeah. It's
they just like they view themselves as like the only important person and nobody else matters.
Yeah.
That's what they give me when they're on the speakerphone in public. Like if I'm in a car with you and you answer speaker because I know the other person, very different.
Right.
Very different. But if someone's just like, hello, and it's like the test results for their, I fell down again. Like, I'm on a date, Grandma.
The gynecologist said it was positive. It is a polyp. And you're like, not the polyp. No.
They said they'd never seen a vagina as heavy set and wide in their lives. You're like,
Grandma's got
that's great. They use the term gaping quite freely.
She's like, I'm going to upload a picture to the cloud for you to see it.
Look at this shit.
Like broadcast.
You don't have me on speakerphone again, do you?
No, Grandma, no.
No, I would never.
Everyone's just mouth ajar. Like,
he said it looked like a Vietnam War scene down there. Post napalm strike.
They said I'm a grandma. They said I'm a gift that has Riz. What does that mean?
A gift Riz.
That's looking pussy. Like,
they said I was a Rizma. Now tell me what the hell does that mean? Because I'm over here getting my back blown out by my gynecologist.
It's a gilf. Grandma, look it up. No.
Grandma, you're on speaker. Ask my date what that means. Do you think my grandma's a gilf? Be honest with me.
Show her the picture. Not the vagina picture, the face picture.
No, not the gaping war scene.
The Riz. Oh my gosh.
Yes, yeah. I think we can all agree that these are definitely a little problematic. These are definitely unhinged.
Yeah.
These are
good. None of these are good.
Right.
No one's looking for these qualities. Do you walk slow? Like,
right.
Exactly.
I like slow walks on the beach, but so slow that it feels like I'm dying. Yeah.
Okay, this second one, oh my goodness, this was wild. This one says, I'll introduce you to my family if you get my name tatted. Hinged or unhinged?
That's unhinged. That is red flag. That's a red flag.
Yes.
I don't even get on board with any matching tattoos in a relationship. I'm not behind that.
Same.
That is a guarantee that relationship's going to fail. And so if I don't even know you and they're like, you have to first and foremost get Betsy Sue tattooed across your forehead before you can meet my father, who will meet you at the front porch
that with Betsy
with
Sue,
a shotgun and a Confederate flag. You're like, no to any of that. None of that sounds good.
Walking red Confederate flag is a big no.
She's like, there are stripes and they are blue and these colors do not run. What? Like...
You are a red flag, ma'am.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
With my brother dad, Jim Bob.
My brother dad. He is the love of my life.
God. You're like, and how does that work? Brother, dad, got it. We don't need to go.
Hold on, that means that you your mom's kind of weird like that.
Yeah, you got a tattoo.
Right.
Brother. No, that's a big old unhinged.
Oh yeah,
big old red flag.
Don't even.
I feel like if I like the only time I could ever see myself getting a significant other's like tatted on me is if we were together for like 90 years or some shit.
And if they died,
right? Yeah.
It's like, well, 90 years. You're like, at this point, no one's backing out.
Exactly.
Like, do you want to get my name tattooed? Yeah.
Right. It's like, well, I'm not gonna be anybody else at this point.
Having you two, like have you two like locking arms, like flipping off the what's it called, like the Grim Reaper. That would be inappropriate.
That's cute. That's cute. Yeah.
I like that. If anybody's turning 100, that's a 100-year-old anniversary.
That's when you'll
idea.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
On his birthday, you're like, we're gonna get this tatted right here.
Yeah, for sure. Not some random girl from Hinge's fucking name on you so you can meet your potential father-in-law / brother-in-law.
Right.
Even if they were doing that as a joke, it's like
still weird.
What if someone did it and then sent it to you?
Yeah, you're putting that energy into the world. You're gonna get weird energy back. I'm just telling you, right now. You're gonna get those freaks.
There's people that's like, that's for sure Hinge. Like that's sexual, and you're like, no.
Like I got it on my shaft. Do you want to see it?
Right, exactly.
I just got tattooed
just around the peen.
It's kind of sensitive, so don't touch it yet. But in a couple days, when they take the plastic wrap off.
But alternatively, James, you know what you could do? You could like get tatted on your dick. Do not pull.
Do not. Yeah. In case of emergency, do not pull. Yeah. Everyone's like,
oh my gosh.
All these people are like, why do you have that? And I'm like, there's rules that exist in buildings that you're like, why does that exist? That tattoo is one of those rules. Like, why would you think someone would have to know, do not raw dog, do not, stuff like that.
There's full on like instructions. It's like, if not
step
working,
one,
please do not pull. Give it time or medication.
If not working, alcohol may be involved. Please use sufficient lubrication. Please do not yank until desired level reached. It will not get longer than certain length. Do not expect more from me. I apologize in advance.
4 inches is max.
4 inches is pushing it. Both soft
Just
and
be
hard.
excited to be in this situation.
They're like lifting up my legs to keep reading. They're like, why are there so many instructions?
Exactly. We had to warp to the back of my legs. Yeah.
We're on one cheek. I'm like, left cheek, right cheek. They're just like,
cheek, right.
Yeah, for sure.
My gosh.
Yes.
And then right above, like the tramp stamp is like the trench run, and I have like a Star Wars tattoo right down the.
They're like, wow.
Yeah.
That's not even involved. I'm like, yeah, but I was already down there getting tattoos. I kind of figured it was time.
I just figured this didn't hurt that bad. Might as well just make a day.
Yeah. So this last one says, weirdest gift I have given or received: a vibrator from my mom. ...
All right, I'm going to say something that's probably unpopular. It is odd, but at least that mom is educating in a way, like, and not being like dead ass silent. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's weird and uncomfortable, but it's like, hey, also this is something, I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's like, the mom's looking out,
I feel like
trying to educate a little bit. It's weird though. Any sexual something is odd with your parents, but anyway.
I feel like it's better than just not saying anything. And I feel like it would be weird if the mom like walked by her bedroom and then just had like an open vibrator and just chucked it into her room and said nothing. Yeah, that's weird.
Like had
and said nothing. Figure it out. You're like, figure what? I don't even know what this is. You're like, ooh, what do I put under my chin? Is this gonna? It's like a gua sha. I'm gonna fucking hit my jawline. Like the mom walks by and she's like, and she's like, I'm glad she's using it in there, and she doesn't know what's going on. And then she's like, I think you're using that wrong. She's like, I don't know. You never told me how to use it. And she's like, I thought it was
I thought you.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that you use it.
I do. It is strange. I get that, but the mom was trying to. I don't know.
Like I feel like. Like the way that I was reading this too, I was like, damn, is the mom trying to say that this girl isn't getting any here? You need a vibrator, girl. Like,
yeah, she's like, you need to go buzz down there. I will say, if a son was given a vibrator by their mom, that might be a little weirder.
Yeah,
that might be a little more strange. If my mom was like, I know what's up, and I'm like, I don't use these. She's like.
It's like a vibrating cock.
I know you. Like, she's like, she's like, you need this. She's like, you ever tried the old backdoor ding dong? Just give it a little 1, 2. I'm like, not yet. She's like, try it. Your dad loves it. I was like, okay, that's weirder.
It is still weird all around. It is still weird all around. Weird, but
yeah. I'm gonna vote unhinged. Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Unhinged. The mom was trying, but unhinged. Yeah.
There are so many conversations before that you
maybe just have a conversation. That's what I'm saying. It's like have a conversation. The moms, I think, heart hopefully was in the right place. But like you said, was it like, girl, you're not getting anything. You're never leaving this room. Let me throw this at you. Like, what?
Yeah. She's like, you're never leaving this room. You might as well get this vroom vroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Poor girl. She's like mortified.
Exactly.
Mom, I'm 12.
See, and that's inappropriate. God. No. That's nightmare. And that's where the therapist comes in a few years later.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I just want to say thank you so much to the listener for, submitting your stories and submitting your dating app screenshots. Love that. It's just so funny just being able to just unpack this with the guests and everything. And I just want to say thank you, Lauren and James, for coming on to the show. I really appreciate you all. You all are now officially friends of the podcast. You're welcome back here whenever.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We had so much fun.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And we're besties.
Yes.
Yes, Queen.
So can you tell our listeners where they can find you, where they can connect with you and listen to your podcast, listen to Sorta Kinda Funny, all that stuff? Plug it all here.
Yeah, so Sorta Kinda Funny is the name of our podcast. You can find us anywhere that you find podcasts on. It's not iTunes. What is it called now? Apple Pods, Spotify. We have YouTube videos. We do YouTube Shorts. On social media, we're Sorta Kinda Funny Pod. That's Instagram, TikTok. You can check us out there. You can shoot us a DM if you have any ideas of stuff you want us to talk about. We'd be happy to get any submission. If you listen to something and you think it reminds you of something funny that's happened to you, shoot us a message. We go over old stories all the time, so we'd be happy to get some of y'all's input as well. So we want some of the Sean Army to come on over and join our Sorta Kinda Funny rants as well.
Let's do it.
Yes. Yeah. We'll be the hoe. Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah, we're the side hoes.
Side hoe, yeah. It's perfect.
Yes. I appreciate you all's energy. I appreciate everything you all have contributed to this episode. Oh my goodness. I'm just so happy that I had you all on. And yeah, I cannot wait to collaborate, and continue keeping in contact.
Yes, the part 2.
Yes.
When you come on ours. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so there are 3 ways that you all can submit to the show. Again, it's situationspodcast.com/submit, or you can call the hotline 312-586-2664. You can leave a voice note, or if you want to leave us an email, situationspod@gmail.com. Rate, review, subscribe. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that good shit. And I will see you all back here for the next episode in a couple of weeks.